We're live. So hello everyone, and of course, welcome to the AMA One Meme Alliance. Now, first things first, right? I didn't wanna provide a little bit of feedback here. I already told Elmoshi here before we started it off, but just for our listeners, this one I have been waiting for ever since we booked it in because it just kind of feels like my area of knowledge, right? Since again, if you didn't know, the bread and butter here is their Meme Alliance first-person shooting game. Now, before we do get to just tying everything together, so everything that you can find in the ecosystem, all about utilities, I will focus on the game first, right? So if you didn't have a chance to check out their trailer, so the trailer you can find on the Diamond Tier special sale. Again, we're going to get into the reminder later on for this one. You can find the link to it in the description part of today's AMA. So that is where the trailer is, right? Now, secondly, you also have the gameplay footage. Now, even if by chance you missed both of them, you're going to be in for a treat today because they're going to be screen sharing some of that footage. So honestly, I'm super excited for that one, and just wanted to throw in that this is not your, let's say, average place to earn game, right? So that you're kind of used to seeing in the space. Now, it is built on Unreal Engine 5, right? So the graphics, they look absolutely phenomenal. That is one thing. And the second thing is even the mechanics, right? They're not choppy, they're not sloppy. Everything just seems like it's working phenomenal, and cannot wait to try it out for myself. So far, I guess you can say that I'm a huge fan. So very much looking forward to this one. Now, with the game modes, if we are to, let's say, dive a little bit deeper into what's going to be available for you as, let's say, the player's perspective. Now, first off, they're going to be focusing towards death matches, right? So prime area of focus for starters would be single and team death matches. And of course, to appeal to the wider, let's say, gaming crowd in this case, you're going to have some more gaming modes available. So let's say if you are to tie together strategizing with a little bit of shooting, you're going to have capture the flag as well as plant the bomb. And my personal favorite, that I think this is going to be definitely the one that I will play the majority of the time, would be last man standing. So let's just say a little bit of a battle royale type of aspect being thrown into the mix. So again, if you're a gamer, they basically got you taken care of. Now, if we are to do a little bit of an add-on to everything that you can, of course, find in their entire ecosystem, one thing is their marketplace, right? So this marketplace is basically going to be used for in-game assets, weapons, everything that, you can use in game. So cosmetics, weapons, everything that we just touched upon, you will be able to, of course, ultimately buy on this marketplace. Now, of course, this is not where this story already ends, right? Because again, quite a lot of utilities, quite a lot of things to basically keep you occupied at the end of the day. Now you have the revenue sharing and burn, right? So this is essentially more so focused towards, let's say, partnered meme projects, so they can essentially help each other out at the end of the day. Now, additional encouraging factor, as let's say, as far as you as a holder goes, something that will benefit you in the sense of rewarding the community members, the players. You're also going to have their lottery, right? So this is also a lottery, let's say, with a unique twist. It's not just winner takes all. No, so with, let's say, those tickets that, of course, users can buy, the generated fee, so everything that will be generated throughout the sales of those tickets, 50% of that will be going towards the prize pool for the winner, right? And 25% of that will be going towards funding the reward pool. So this is where the no loser lottery aspect comes into play. So this is essentially the only thing that I wanted to touch upon. So the last one in the intro as well. So reward pools. This is kind of like a staking platform, right? So basically, you're going to be eligible if you bought those lottery tickets, and then of course, ultimately, with the tokens that you can find, the supported ones, the ones that will be funded throughout the purchasing, so the sales of lottery tickets, you can then stake those in. Of course, you're going to be eligible if you bought the lottery ticket. So again, apologies for the long one. I'm super excited just to make things as simple as possible. It's a pleasure to have you here. Just going to pass over the microphone to you guys, basically, for the intro about the team behind the project, anything you would like to touch upon before we get the discussion started. So again, it's a pleasure. Floor is all yours. Welcome to the AMA, guys.
Thank you, Rainlands. I mean, that intro is spot on. Normally,
Much
we have to explain
appreciated.
that all. We have to all explain it all ourselves, because I obviously see that you educated yourself with the white paper. Because often when we have AMAs, we need to explain everything which you just said. So that's already a good start, right? That you went through that.
Yeah, I do like to prepare. So yeah, feel
Yeah,
free
that's
to
good.
take it
That's
away.
great. That's great. Yeah. So I mean, we are not a new project, so that people know, right? We are also the owners of Elmo ERC at the same time. And we decided to launch Meme Alliance because the potential in the gamify industry has been booming in the last I would say even months, maybe not years, but months. Right, there's a lot of eyes on that sector, and that's why we decided to launch a separate token by the same team, right, and under the kind of same ecosystem. However, Meme Alliance will be purely focused on games, right? It's not just this one game. For now, we have the first-person shooter in development, and we are more than halfway through already. And but in the future, we would like to develop more high-quality games, right? Not just this first-person shooter. This is just the beginning. Once we are satisfied with this one, I mean, obviously, when you launch a game, you always need to do updates, right? Add new items, new maps, characters, and so on. But once we are satisfied, we also started developing new games. Right, this is not just one game. It's going to be an ecosystem of high quality games, and that's also why Meme Alliance will be a long-term project, not just a project that launches the game and that's it. We're going to be developing constantly, and I think that the potential for us is massive, simply because the quality we will deliver is something that is not seen often in the crypto space, and a lot of people who have seen our offline beta, they say they have the feel of Call of Duty if it's about the mechanics. So I mean, that's massive, right? That you get that compliment already at this stage. I'll maybe
Honestly, so sorry for cutting you off, but honestly,
Yeah.
just wanted to throw in my opinion here, right? So I can definitely see, I would say 50-50. I saw 50% by the trailer, right? And the gameplay. Again, still waiting for you guys to mail me the file. I want to try it out. But as far as I see it, it was kind of like my opinion, 50% Warzone, 50% a little bit of Apex Legends. So honestly, huge fan, but feel free to continue.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has its own, I guess, comparison, right, with the type of gameplay. I mean, I used to be a Call of Duty player, so that's how I had that feel. And I guess that if you play other shooters, then you might feel that it's a different kind of shooter. But let's maybe continue to introducing ourselves, kind of, because that's what we wanted to start with. So I'm just going to let Johnny maybe introduce himself. After that, I will introduce myself. I don't know if Alliance Architect is able to introduce himself because he has a major echo on his background. But go ahead, Johnny.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear. Let's go.
Okay, so my username is Johnny Dapp. I came onto the team a few months ago. I've known the guys for quite a long time, and I liked what they wanted to do and wanted to further help develop that. I've been in crypto since 2017, so I know the space quite well. And yeah, that's about it for my introduction.
My Alliance, want to say something? I don't know how your echo is. But
yeah, I mean, I can say something, but do you guys hear me good?
Yes.
Or okay?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well, I am the 3D designer and video designer and everything that needs to be done for, like in the digital aspects in the project. I am the guy for it. And yeah, I have been in this branch for around 10 to 15 years or something like that. I started when I was, small with audio design and so on. And then it developed to photos and then to now in the end into 3D and also like game development. And yeah, I'm creating the game with another guy and also yeah. I don't know what to say anymore for an introduction, but yeah, I'm the guy for the art in the project.
Yes, you are the Picasso of the team. Let's say it in that way. Well, and then I'll introduce myself. I mean, all three of us on here, plus one more person, which couldn't make it today. He is our full stack developer. We are all kind of founders. It's not like this that we have one founder here. We are all equals. We share 25% of an opinion. However, we never have issues with competing so much. But we are all founders, and the four of us is the core team. I myself am from the Netherlands. I am in crypto since 2008. 2018, I believe. I'm not sure, time flies so fast, but for quite some time. I've been part of some other projects before, but not really as a founder or a core team member. I was more like somebody advising and helping. If people listened or not, that was not always the case, but I used to be already in some kind of development of projects. But in the end, I thought it was time to do something for myself, and that's how Elmo ERC started in May, and this is how we now got into MMA, also known as Meme Alliance. I am partially doxxed in a way that, my face is on the internet. Same goes for Johnny. People, they say it's not really doxed, blah, blah, blah. But, I think showing your face as a meme team is quite a big thing, because a lot of meme coins, they are rather anonymous, and we are not. And I think that's about it, about the introduction from my side.
Perfect. All right. Just wanted to say thank you very much for, basically all the useful info here before we do get started. Now, first thing is first. I did want to dedicate the majority of today's time for, obviously, towards the game, let's say. So if we are to dive deeper in that, before we go into the, let's say, mechanics, game modes, everything that's going to be available, I just wanted to touch upon a little bit more regarding I'm going to call it, let's say, the closed beta release, right? So obviously one of the benefits for, if we are talking about the special sale tomorrow, 3 p.m. UTC, for anyone wondering. You have the link there. It's going to be like a broken record at this point from my end, but just so you all know, so you can check everything out there. But yeah, to continue with this, of course, one of those benefits, you're getting early access. So that's why I'm just going to call it closed beta in this case. So if you don't mind just sharing again, because I don't know if this is exactly public information yet. If it is, then all's good, thankfully. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we have an offline kind of beta, and some people actually played it, but it's not really, you cannot really call it a beta because it's not like fully done. It's just that a way that you can kind of get an idea of how the game feels and what, for example, the first map looks like. But there is no like enemies yet or anything like that. But in a couple of weeks, we should have a new file ready, which includes already AI bots and some game modes, so you can actually really feel the game. But we don't officially have an offline beta yet as public. We just have it for some people in the team, but also some people in the community have tried the game. They made videos, they made footage. But I think for us, it makes more sense to wait just a couple more weeks and get something really playable for people, right? I mean, offline, but playable, and then release it for the holders or NFT holders.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is also something that I did want to get into today. But as we were talking about, let's say, development of games, this is especially if I'm not going to do any name drops here, right? But especially in, let's say, Web 2, not even focusing towards DeFi in this case, but there has been countless of games, where developers just say, it's fine, just going to release the game with all of the bugs for the public, not even, for holders or the ones that will get it privately. So in this case, I think it definitely, without a doubt, goes to show that you guys do mean business, and that, let's say, ultimately that you want to release something for a huge percentage of people, not for everyone, that's going to be playable, right? It's not going to have that many bugs, because I am so tired of, again, if we're just focusing towards Web 2, even I guess, okay, I can do one name call here, but Cyberpunk, we all know how that turned out, right? At the end of the day. So it makes no sense to rush and just, try this out when you have nothing and only bugs. So I think you definitely took the right route on this one.
Yeah, I mean, we have, it's not like that we just started developing the game. It's already in works since, I believe it's June or July, right? So it's not like that, we just started now and decided to create a project. This is something we've been working on already. And you're right, we don't want to release something fully, which is like, quite okay, but not it. That's why for now we have only kind of shared the file with people that have interest in creating some content for us. But I believe that in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, we might exactly have that offline official beta available and accessible for our holders, right?
Fantastic.
Which is, so that's very exciting because then you can really feel the game, right? Right now you can, but it's a bit different. I mean, Shun Alliance will share his screen. He will launch the game, and we can look at it, right? What it looks like right now. Graphic-wise, it's done. It's just that we need to implement the game, some more game modes, some more weapons, characters, and AI bots, right? So you can actually play.
Perfect. Now, this is exactly kind of, I guess, a good way for us to continue with, let's say, the release of the on-chain version, right? So I'm not gonna exactly quote you and ask you to give us the, estimated time of the release, because again, better to not overpromise something. And as we did touch upon, no sense in just rushing it. But let's just say the time comes when you're going to be releasing that on-chain version. So just for the sake of, because this is how I was kind of thinking, right? So the thinking process on this one, considering again, graphics are phenomenal. I can see only gamers, not even if we are to tie it together to DeFi, would also like to play it, right? And in this case, considering it's gonna be the on-chain version, you're gonna have the wallets connection access as well. So it got me thinking, because I would assume that there's going to be a lot of, let's just say, strictly gamers, not really DeFi related, even if, because I know one thing 100% as I went for the white paper is that you're going to have some, collaborations, some Twitch streamers and whatnot. So, it's not 100% that they're going to be in crypto as well. So it just got me thinking, just for the sake of variety, to once again to appeal to the wider crowd, like we touched upon in the intro. Once everything's going to be up and running with the on-chain version, are there still, let's say, two separate ones if you are to just launch the game? So in the instance, let's say you're a DeFi user, you just want to earn a little bit, access to marketplace, whatever the case might be, once everything's going to be up and running, but also having the second version for you to just, let's say, play as a guest, or maybe just logging in with a username and password, just again to appeal to the wider crowd here, because that is something I want to see. But just figured we talk about it as well.
Yeah, so we have obviously kept that in mind, and the idea is that actually we'll have just one version, and we will just have to. What we discussed in the team is we're going to kind of educate people who are not into crypto how to actually use it, right? Because it's not going to be like extremely difficult to learn how to connect to the game. Basically, people need to download a wallet, they need to be able to scan a QR code, and that's it. You're logged on, right? And you can play. It's not like this that they have to create an account, do KYC, and so on. If you just want to play, it's not that difficult. On the other hand, what we have as an advantage is that we have our Elmo ERC project, and we are there also developing our own DEX aggregator, which we will implement into the game. And the goal of our DEX aggregator is to exactly make crypto trading easier for people who are not into DeFi, right? So to teach people how to use an exchange, a decentralized exchange, to also have AI integrated to support people on exchange, right? In case they don't know something, they can ask our AI on the exchange. So the idea is to implement that together with the game once that is all ready, and that will make it much easier for people who are not into crypto to understand how they can do such things, right? They can understand how, if they want to buy an asset, how they want to how they want to do that. So we will implement also the on-ramp, so people can easily, with a credit card, for example, purchase MMA if they want to, or any other currency, right? That's something that is easily done nowadays in crypto. You have a lot of providers providing such a thing. So it's kind of like the same as you would buy now a console and you would buy a game. You also need to log on with your account. The only difference is that you'll need to have a wallet, right? And we just need to educate people. That's the most important.
Now, one thing, I guess, does that, make the most sense at the end of the day. And it's a good way, right? Because even, let's say, before I asked you, before we went to this topic of discussion, I was, let's say 100% sure that, okay, there's going to be two versions anyway. But with you, let's say just taking the time out of your busy schedule to also integrate something that's going to be beneficial to non-crypto users, for them to get a hang of things. Education, it is, at the end of the day, it is key. And I think it's a great way of just, again, bridging the gap, everything coming together perfectly. So I think that from 100% certainty, you kind of brought me down to like 30 of having, two separate versions for this one. So beautiful, much appreciated. I always like to, just talk through things.
In the future, once we finish off the entire, because initially it's going to be on the PC, right? Simply because PC is where the most of the high quality gaming happens, or console. But console obviously is a step ahead if it's about crypto integration right now. But we also want to release a mobile version over time, right, of the same game. So that's going to be also a very interesting step, and also a way to get more regular gamers on board.
Yeah, that's a good way that you guys are also planning that, because I don't know how even, but usually I don't know, let's take a look at 2 years ago. I was 100% sure, this is just, a little bit of my feedback here, 100% sure that the majority of gamers are going to be on console and PC. But ultimately, I think as time progresses, there's honestly so many people that do game on mobile. It is honestly,
Yeah,
I couldn't have imagined. So I think that's definitely a step to the right direction.
like Call of Duty Mobile, it's insanely popular.
Yeah,
There is
and
also
PUBG Mobile, it
Truck
is for some
Mobile.
reason
Yeah,
also very popular.
exactly. Exactly. I mean, there's millions of players, right? And if you can make the game, first of all, I think mobile is important that the game is attractive, and secondly, very important is that it's progressive, that you can level up, you can win things, you can do things. Because in mobile games, just a shooter is not going to help out much because people want to always progress, right? Level up and so on. I mean, on PC it's a little bit different in my opinion because on PC people they just like good gameplay, right? But on the mobile you need more than that. So that's why we said that we're first gonna release a very decent, strong PC game, and afterwards we're going to work on a mobile version.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And as you're talking about quality gameplay, I'm just gonna throw in system requirements here, right? And I'm gonna actually throw in a funny story. I think it's funny anyway. So just speaking about it, happened yesterday, right? So when we were, I think it was when you guys sent over in our group the gameplay video, right? And of course, asked that is if any of us wanted to try it out. So we actually got to talking, right? So the rest of the Gempad team, and we're like, all of us were extremely fond of the graphics on how the gameplay looked. And I'm not going to be doing any name dropping here, but why I wanted to get into system requirements here is because one of Gempad members, he said, oh, but I'm 100% sure that my laptop won't be able to run this, right? So I would assume that you guys did everything possible to optimize it, right? To not, I don't know, let's say essentially say, okay, minimum system requirements are going to be a high-end RTX or a Radeon equivalent. I don't judge AMD users, so it's all fine. So again, I assume it's optimized to the sense that even if you have a little bit of older hardware, older components, that you will be able to run it smoothly, just tweaking the resolution and whatnot. But still, wanted to get into the
Yeah, that's
requirements
something
as
that
well.
is being worked on. That's something that's being worked on because I mean the game is not fully completed. I mean, like I said, the visuals are done, but like the game modes and everything is not fully completed. But the optimization process will come once that is done, right? And indeed, it will be possible to change the resolution, the quality, and so on, so that you kind of make it work on your PC, right? Not with the best graphic cards in the world and so on.
Perfect. Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
it might
much.
not look as great, right? But
I mean,
it's
yeah, that makes
playable.
sense.
Yeah.
As long as it's, easy, because why I wanted to get into this is to make it, easily accessible to everyone. Because as far as let's say to this point that we were talking about discussing everything, even with, let's say, the release of the mobile version, it definitely shows that everything that you're doing here is just offering as much variety to really include everyone. So I figured the optimization naturally has to be done. And I don't
Yes.
expect it, right? Even with, let's say, older components, once before I upgraded my specs, I mean, you kind of get used to just, running a lower resolution and perhaps doing low quality instead of ultra. So it does make sense. Even
Well,
if you don't like it, you're kind of used to it, right?
yeah. So for example, I myself, I don't have a gaming laptop with a great graphic card. I just have kind of like a how do you call it? Like a corporate laptop, let's say, a business laptop,
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
which
Only the
which
CPU is
doesn't
good.
have an
Yeah.
amazing graphic card, but I'm able to run it, right? So and able to play it. So it's not is it I'm not able to because of that. I mean, obviously, somebody with a high powerful gaming PC will have a better experience, but I would be able to play it, for example, right? And this is a regular Dell, a corporate business laptop, right? Nothing special.
Perfect. Amazing. Thank you very much for the clarification here. Now, the time that I was waiting for would be just diving deeper into the game. So let's say the game modes. Now, one thing, I guess it does make sense, right? So let's say for the gamers out there and even for myself, let's say just judging by the white paper and information stated there, if you played any first-person shooting games, you're kind of already aware of, let's say, the game modes that you guys will be offering, right? So definitely a strong foundation. It's something that I would say that the rest of the gaming crowd will agree with me here that the foundation is strong, and you definitely can already know, right, what to kind of expect before you even dive into a specific game mode. But I just figured, for the sake of understanding, if there's, listeners out there that might not be aware of the game modes that you're going to be offering, if you can just do a rundown for, death matches, last man standing, everything you're planning on doing here. And this is for my personal enjoyment, I guess, considering we know the foundation is strong. I'm kind of curious to know about any, let's say, potential unique twists to it, right? Because again, foundation is here, but I'm 100% sure by this discussion, by everything that you guys are doing, that you implemented something that people would not be expecting at the end of the day, right? So let's just dive into the game modes. Any useful information that you can already share. I am aware that it is, much more so better to see any sneak previews and whatnot, but still, you can do a rundown on everything we can expect.
Well, so you mentioned, right? It's like the game modes are kind of similar to Call of Duty, right? So, like you mentioned, single deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag, last man standing, and so on. You have the same in Call of Duty. What we ever want to add on top of that on the actual game mode is competitions within the game modes, right? Which means that there will be competition modes at specific times, either once a week or once a day, where there is, for example, a team deathmatch competition, meaning that you start with a team and then you kind of move towards the final, and the winners they get something, right? Or even the losers, just something smaller. That's why I said it's a play to win and play to earn, because if you're good at it and you have a strong team, you can actually earn with it, and that will be in the form of either MMA or any other meme coin which we will implement in the game. It depends on the tournament, because we might have tournaments specifically for the Pepe community, specifically for other communities, or a competition for all, right? Another thing is that we will also have, next to those game modes, we will have weekly leaderboards, and that is based off a kill-death ratio, no matter in which game mode, right? So basically, there is a leaderboard that constantly gets updated, and the top players will be obviously at the top, which have the highest kill-death ratio, and they will also be rewarded, right? So they will basically be earning any currency, which I just mentioned, right? So MMA or a meme coin, which is listed. And that can be on a weekly basis, can be on a monthly basis. We might consider even daily leaderboards. So there is every day a chance for you to actually win something. And on top of that, we also will have a similar level up system like in many shooters, where you basically level up through playing, right? So you start with a character at level 1 and you play, you gain experience points for kills, for amount of time played, for assists, and so on. And based on that, you level up through a systematic way, and every single level you get something. It can either be an asset in a game, it can either be an upgrade to your weapon, it can either be a skin, or it can be, for example, some MMA tokens, right? And we do that because it makes the game also play to earn for people which maybe aren't as good as others in shooting, because you will level up even though you're not the best, right? It's not like that you can only win anything when you're the best. It's also just it's a play to earn in that way. That's why we do that. So that's something which I think is cool, turning it also in a P2E, because it will attract a broader audience than just a play to win, right? Because otherwise you're just going to have people frustrated that they always lose and they don't get anything or something like that. So that's why we did that.
Perfect. Now, the thing is, you kind of answered 50% of the things that I wanted to kind of do an add-on, but you also opened some additional questions here right now. So the thing is, I much appreciate the fact that you touched upon the leveling process, right? Even with the item drops, because this is something I also wanted to, discuss, if ultimately only the tokens are going to be available, but apparently even assets, which I very much enjoy, because I much rather be at a certain point, be upgrading skins, weapons, whatever the case might be. So yeah, much appreciated. But with you, let's say, diving into the competition aspect, right? Just to keep it short and simple, I'm going to try to do a dive deeper into the things you touched upon here. So this is just for, let's say, for clarity, for my understanding here. So let's say, weekly leaderboards in this case, is that in a way what you're offering with, if I am to call it, the ranked gameplay? So not exactly, let's say,
Yes.
divisions, but okay, gotcha, perfect. Because this is exactly exactly what
I mean,
wanted.
divisions will also be over time, but it all depends a little bit on the demand, right? Because if the demand is low at a specific time, you cannot have divisions. Because I know what you mean with divisions, that the teams are kind of matched up depending on levels, right? To
Yes,
make it
exactly.
more
Yeah,
competitive. Yeah, that's what we want to do, but we have to first have demand, because otherwise you cannot do that. You know, otherwise people would have to wait maybe too long to find any game ready to play. But if the demand is there, yes, we will do divisions. We will match up only people with higher levels, for example, right? Or better kill death ratios. Because otherwise it might be also, like you say, frustrating for people that just start and they play with one of the best players in the game, right? And
yeah.
they
There
just
we go. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
This is
I know what
exactly
you
what.
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, the good
because
thing is that we are all gamers as well on the team, so we
oh
understand
yeah, it
the
shows.
frustrations and we understand things which are important to implement, right?
I
But
mean,
yeah, like I'm
yeah.
saying, that depends on the demand. Because on Call of Duty, for example, or Counter-Strike, you have so many people playing that it's possible to do it, and people can find a match within 10 seconds, right? That's obviously what we want as well. But you know, in the beginning, you always have to kind of see how it goes, right? So if it goes even half as good or even 10% as good as Call of Duty, then you can already implement such a thing.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, because at the end of the day, even if, I don't know, let's say the matchmaking is not going to be as balanced, I think it's still better as opposed to you, let's say, waiting 45 minutes in queue. You'd probably be sick and tired of it. So, yeah,
Exactly.
that's definitely a good point. Much appreciated. So, yeah, leveling up, we touched upon even the assets that you can essentially earn. So, rewarding off the player base here. Now, one thing that I was thinking about, and this is gonna be a little bit, I guess, contrary on everything you guys are building here, but just hear me out. So I am expecting the answer is going to be no, right? But what I was thinking once I kind of started to do my research before we dived into the AMA today. So obviously speaking, everything you're building here with the game and even with the whole ecosystem is something, for the communities to connect. So a little bit of competitive spirit, the communities to come together as one. Of course, multiplayer aspect being key here. Now, just hear me out if we are to talk about single player for a little bit. So I'm not expecting that this is something you guys will be doing, but the thing is, even if the ratio, right, if we are to compare single players and ones that do enjoy multiplayer games, it's gonna be obviously lower, but there's still people that I know in real life that much rather just prefer do 5-10 minutes of, let's say, single player matches, maybe even story mode in this case, to not be stressed, right, to not say, okay, I'm having a bad day, right, or I don't know, I'm facing a smurf, I don't know what to do, even if the matchmaking would be balanced at a point that you have enough people playing it. So what I was thinking, again, not expecting a yes here, but considering it's going to be meme mascots in the game, just let's say connecting the communities. I, for one, I don't know why, but I want to see kind of a short story mode, not expecting you to put your, primary focus on it, and just mascots. Let's say, Elmo talking to Shiba, having matches with one another, the dialogues. For some reason, I just think it could be, crazy dialogues, crazy party. And I don't know. It's something that I'm not expecting you guys to release, but at a certain point, again, if there's demand, if people would say, okay, I want to see how this goes, I want to see how the story mode progresses, how everything's gonna come into place. Is this something that you would, if again, there's huge demand for it, you would be down to potentially integrate in the game? Because I don't know.
I mean, that's something that Alliance does, and he will do. He will create videos like you say, with dialogues between the mascots, and kind of make because it's meme coin community, so we want to keep that kind of sense of humor, which is inside the memes, right? And we already did a couple of videos. We have a TikTok where we did a couple of funny videos, but the idea is that there will be also indeed some dialogues between characters and kind of connect that to the game, but make it funny, right? Attract people with humor, like people do in meme communities. I mean, you can check out our TikTok. We have 2 videos there, but they were actually made really quick by Architect. But the plan is that he himself wants to create some really cool dialogue videos, between meme mascots and so on. And the characters are also made for that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're completely right. Architect, if you wanted to say something, feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that I have been planning to do also like animated style videos, also with those characters and Moshi said, they're going to interact with each other. There is going to be a story behind it. And yeah, this is something that we have been thinking of, and we surely are going to do something like that in the future.
Perfect, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Maybe Alliance can in the meanwhile share a screen while on the game. People can also watch something in the meanwhile.
Let's
if that
go.
makes sense.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I was actually waiting when that's gonna drop, but I said,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
he can share now. I mean, people can listen and watch, right? So, show it, Alliance.
100%. It's gonna be just like a stream. So perfect.
Yes, live stream.
No, my probably okay. Let me just add this to the stage so we can see.
You guys see anything?
Not yet. It should come. Yeah, I see
able,
something.
Yeah. I see something as well. Something, but not what we were supposed to.
You can launch it. We see it now. I'm not sure how fast it is, but we will see. Because we did some live streams on Telegram, and quality is kind of like laggy.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Architect, is there a chance that you perhaps connected the other screen or the other tab, because it's just kind of stuck on the stream here?
Fine, so are you here? Because we see a screen.
Give me just a second. I'm a little bit confused here. Because
okay, we can see your cursor now. Yeah.
Okay, it should actually show this, but for some odd reason it doesn't. Let me try again. 1 second. Now you see a different window.
No, we see the stream window once again. So you probably added a different tab, is what I would assume here. Wait, if you click on.
No, I have just one monitor, so it should be only this one. Let me.
Let's try to stop share and try to reshare. Okay, so we can, in the meantime, I guess we can just continue with the conversation here.
Yes.
So, okay, beautiful. One thing I also didn't wanna mention. So, in the case of, I guess, just tying it together to, okay, should be good to go once you open it now. We're just gonna wait on it, and then we're gonna. Beautiful, perfect. We can see it. And now my concentration is probably gonna fall down because I'm enjoying the screen sharing.
Yeah, so here's a selection of weapons, basically. Like you see, it's a bit laggy because of the share, I guess, but you kind of get the idea what you can see here, right? It's a big map, this first map which we created, and we worked on this one actually for months. And he can soon show, because you have two major buildings on the left and the right. The left one is called the Fokkers, which is Team 1, and the Mofos are on the right side, which is Team 2. And as you can see here, you have a lot of obstacles outside, right? You have enough places to hide yourself and to camp if you like camping, and also to
please no camping.
Yes, just to ditch some bullets. And one interesting thing, if Architect, you could go inside this actual kind of mountain in the middle, we have an entire lab.
That is amazing.
Yeah, go into that one. Go inside. And there's a whole underground tunnel system connected to this as well. So it's a big map. I believe you can go to the tunnel here as well, right, Architect, from this point?
No, it is somewhere else.
The tunnel is somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah,
I think that they will still connect that to the tunnel, the middle part.
This is the tunnels.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you for a quick favor? Sorry for cutting you off. Can you shoot the ball? The fact that you can see the bullets penetrating the ball, because this is something I picked up on the video that you have on Twitter. So I said might as well see it live. So yeah, I think it's a good add-on, right? Because it's not every day, especially in DeFi, right? Because you guys are building something absolutely amazing. The graphics are nice, the gameplay looks smooth. So naturally, wanted to see it in action as well.
But also for the ball, I mean, this is like just for now. The ball, of course, in the later stage when the game is polished and everything, the ball, of course, when you shoot it, it will be destroyed. So this is only for now. because we are not at that stage right now, but we will be soon.
Yeah, but this map is really massive. It's a really big map. The idea is to, I think this map is easily a map for maybe even 15-15. Because I see, look how big the tunnel system is already, right?
I see that. Yeah. Just
Yeah, so that's
concentrating and
something.
seeing the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something we need to test. But we're also planning to, after this one is completed, to kind of create smaller maps, right? So for 5 versus 5 games, for example. Could you also show me? So I believe you can shoot barrels, right? And they actually explode.
Yeah, and then you just go up because you see for yourself and running around with those tunnels.
By the way, I love the futuristic look of the whole map.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
like
mix of
sci-fi.
sci-fi. Yes, yes.
And here we
A
have
little
our
bit
guy,
of
skeleton.
yeah. We have some dinosaurs.
He is
playing.
our first victim here. We can. This is the only one we can shoot right now.
Where is the barrel?
Here is
There is the
one
barrel.
barrel.
Snipe it.
Yeah, move, but you see, explosions are. Or we have also like implemented like grenades.
Yep, grenade. Yep, and you can also actually die when you jump off a high building.
Shot it down. As for the map, this is our first map, and this is like a kind of a mixture between sci-fi and a desert. I like that a lot. This is something I wanted to have in the game, this kind of style. And later on, of course, we are going to build a lot more of maps, and those maps are probably going to be like themed around other tokens, other projects, other mini projects. So, for example, just something
like a pond, for example, for Pepe, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. For example, there is
Or a how do you call it? Yeah, you're not gonna hit that with a shotgun. There you go. Yeah. Oh, that's the end. Even the weapon now moved, and it actually touched the ball. It moved. That was interesting to see. Yeah, but this kind of shows how far the development in general is of this map and of the dynamics. I mean, it's not fully completed, and they're still working on it as we speak. But in 2 weeks, like I said, we should be able to share a file that basically allows people to play in offline beta and with AI bots, right? So you can really get a feeling of this map and the game and so on.
Perfect.
If you use the semicolon, then you could fly around the map and show people like a broader view of it.
The semi what?
Semicolon.
You mean the middle mouse, or what do you mean?
Beside the L. It allows you to free fly.
Yeah, I need to figure that out.
Yeah, the idea is that there will be live speak on the game, right? So you can actually speak with people directly.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah, either to chat or also we want to integrate the kind of TeamSpeak kind of style like we used to have in the old days, right?
For example,
which makes it easier.
You can change, for example, if the weapon is automatic, full automatic, you can also change the mode. For example, semi, auto, burst of 3 shots. Semi is only one. Like in Call of Duty, for example.
Yes, you can change the mode of the weapon.
Nice.
Yeah, but also we will be having assets which you can unlock for each single weapon. So right now you basically have this view of the weapon, but you will be able to also later have a different kind of magazine, right, with more bullets, for example. You could add a better loop on top, and so on and so on. And of course, the main idea is that we will have a marketplace where you can buy such things. And most interestingly, in the marketplace, what we will have is that people can really choose to customize their characters, meaning that you can buy skins and you can really make yourself, unique, right? Everybody can be unique in the game. You can buy a cap, you can buy a hat, you can buy this t-shirt, you can buy boots, you can buy everything basically. And that's where also the MMA token comes in, right? Where people can use it to purchase assets, skins, weapons, and so on, but also like competition passes and more, right?
You know what I also wanted to ask is we're on the topic of the marketplace, right? So let's say, I don't know, if you're playing the game and you get with leveling up or just as an item drop, you get an asset, right? I don't know, let's say a skin. And it's a skin that you, I don't know, don't enjoy, don't want to use, and you want to sell it on the marketplace. So it just brings me to the question, if there's any assets that you can get as an item drop, right? So not with you going and buying them, but getting as an item drop, if there's any assets that you can't sell, that you have to, that's it's mandatory for you to keep in your inventory, let's say.
Well, the idea is to also have such things as mystery boxes and so on, right? So you can buy mystery boxes and you basically get items randomly. And the idea is as well that people will be able to sell it there, right? So you're not kind of stuck to it. Like you can say, okay, I don't want it anymore. I want to sell it a bit cheaper than what the actual price is, right? So that will be possible. That will be either through our marketplace, but even OpenSea might actually pick that up because OpenSea picks up collections automatically. And but items that you have to keep, I mean, weapons in general, which are standard, obviously, characters, those are things which you kind of keep, right? It will not cost you to buy, for example, playing the Pepper character. We will include different characters which might be purchasable on the marketplace, but it doesn't mean that all the standard meme characters will be paid for, right? The character selection will be free. Weapons, I mean, obviously you can get much better weapons quicker when you spend money, but you'll get also weapons for free, right, in the beginning. And what we are also planning to do is that our NFT holders, so we have a Elmofo NFT collection. It's also the collection which gives you a whitelist on our pre-sale tomorrow. Also, they will have special additional perks inside the game, right? So they can get a free skin or they can get something for free, which normal public users cannot. So our NFTs are going to be useful in this game as well. It's not just a whitelist NFT. And those NFTs actually, which you can already buy on nfts.elmoerc.io, also soon will give you the possibility to stake it and receive free MMA token, right? Because our NFTs are actually use case NFTs, and they're not just NFTs, right? They're use case. So we have staking of NFT to earn MMA. We have staking of NFT to earn Elmo, and we have also our Elmo ERC staking platform, where with the NFT you get a major 100% staking boost, right? And on top of that, now when you buy that NFT, you get a whitelist, and later inside this game you'll get items that other people simply have to pay for, and an NFT holder would not have to pay for that, right? So it's definitely worth it to get it, not only for the whitelist, but also as an investment for the future.
Perfect. Yeah, I just think that you tied together everything perfectly here to really, benefit the holders, the users, everyone that just wants to partake in the ecosystem here. Now, two things I also wanted to get into, and I'm going to do the first one that I kind of noticed as I'm watching the gameplay as we're discussing here. So brought me to the question of, I don't know, let's say healing. Potions, maybe medical kits, whatever the case might be. Because as far as I see it here, right? So once Architect jumped down, he was almost healed, but it was insta regeneration. So this is exactly what I wanted to get into, if that's gonna be the case with, I don't know, death matches and whatnot. Perfect. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, because it's sometimes some games would in some cases be way too quick if you actually don't regain your health, and that's also, and I believe in Call of Duty is exactly the same, right? You regain your health once you take cover. So that's, I think that makes the game a little bit also more interesting to play for people that aren't as good, that they can actually have a chance to recover themselves and not get shot twice and be done, But I think the most important is the competitivity in the game, but also finding the right balance of amount of players compared to the map, right? So it's something that we have to still experiment with, and that's something which we can do in a couple of weeks. But if it's about a general on-chain integration and full completeness of the game, we are expecting this to be done somewhere in I mean, I'm not going to give any exact dates because, a lot of things can come up in the meanwhile, but we are already quite far. And I think that in February, we should be able to see a fully on-chain game ready to play by a large amount of people.
Perfect. That's phenomenal, honestly. And as we are, well, basically looking at the gameplay and, well, talking about the future and everything that's going to be available, I'm just also thinking if on top of, let's say, the competitions and everything that's going to be available with you streaming and whatnot, if you're planning on hosting, let's say, I don't know, I'm going to call it weekly events where you could, stream Telegram, I don't know, Twitch, whatever the case might be, maybe even Discord, where you would hop on with the community and just, kind of give them the chance to play with the founders of the project, right? Because I think in this case, especially since everything you're doing is connecting people, would be a good way for you to just, also connect with your investors, with your supporters to really show, yeah, we're, one of the let's say average people, participants, we're gamers ourselves. Let's just play a game together. I think would make sense, but still decided to ask you.
Yeah, it would make sense, definitely. I would just be a little bit ashamed to play with others of the team because they will never be as good as me. So, I mean,
you can teach them your ways. You can teach them the mechanics. It's no problem.
Yeah, but it's not the teaching. It's not. It's
He is not that good. He is just brainy.
Well, we will see. I think it stopped working.
I gotta tell again.
I think he got disappointed about saying that I'm better.
No, just close it.
Honestly,
Okay.
I can already.
No,
see
I mean
it
that's a
too.
great idea. I mean the point with such a game and such a project is that there is really no limits in what you can do, right? You can
Yeah, for
constantly keep developing. You can constantly keep adding things, making it more interesting for the investors as well as the gamers. But it's generally I'm very excited because I know that the gamify business will be booming and is already booming, and this can really become something massive, and I believe it will. Looking at what we have already shown and what we already have, and that we are able to say confidently that in 2 to 3 weeks we can actually have an offline beta is something I think unique, especially in the gamify, because there's a lot of games out there where they only have videos and people cannot touch anything. They can actually not play. In our case, you will be able to in 2 to 3 weeks, which is great. And then it's just a matter of, I guess, another month when people can actually play against each other, and then another month to get the on-chain integration done. And that's basically going to be hopefully before the full bull run, right? Because then we can get a lot of attention still before that, and because MMA is a token for the game, but obviously it's also a great opportunity for investors, right? It's not only for the gamers. Also, it's a great opportunity for people that like to earn passive income through liquidity provisioning, right? Because nowadays on Uniswap you can actually earn a nice buck if you provide liquidity. And we are going to actually offer that V3 pool to people so they can provide liquidity and earn passive income. And I think that it's going to be a great project for everyone, right? Even if you're not into memes, even if you're not into games, it can be still great projects for you.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is included at the end of the day. And I think you touched upon a pretty good point here. Just talking about, let's say other gaming projects that only have maybe videos to show or maybe even a screenshot only, right? And I think that this is definitely something that gives you the edge over the competition. Because even myself, even if I saw, I don't know, for example, again, not going to do any name dropping here, but if I saw projects that are, interested or even supposedly, building something with unreal graphics, good mechanics, everything, let's say too good to be true. Like in most cases, I think that people just tend to get discouraged. Everyone just dumps the chart because they only make empty promises at the end of the day. And I think it's a recurring theme. And for you guys to actually have something ready for you to show, for you to stream, and even gonna have available let's say a working game where you can already, kind of battle, kind of shoot each other in the upcoming weeks. Like, I think it's phenomenal. It is a rarity in the space, and I think that we both can agree on that at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I also have to understand that developing good games takes a lot of time, right? It's not like this that this takes it's not a matter of weeks. It's not like releasing a browser game, right? It's not like rebuilding Tetris or something like that. Also the reason why Call of Duty, which is a massive company, I believe it's Ubisoft, if I'm not mistaken, which have a massive team, and it takes them a year to release a new game, right? Sometimes even longer in some situations. So it's not that it's so easy. It's just we have the advantage that first of all, we have some people in the team that already started working on this months ago, and they did a great job. And second of all, we have great contacts in the space, and not only that, are helping us with this, right? We have a lot of good contacts, and that is mainly because we have experience in the space, and we have a lot of good relations, right? And we have a lot of really, really good talented people helping us with this. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm really excited for tomorrow, especially for the pre-sale. We did a diesel marketing, and I have a good feeling that we're going to fill quick. So if you really want to get onto the pre-sale, I suggest you do get the whitelist privilege. And also, one thing to note is that the pre-sale price will be around 10% lower than the DEX launch price. So it's definitely worth getting in early for the pre-sale. And that's kind of it from my side, because we have actually another AMA coming soon in 3 minutes.
Ah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
No issues then at all. Yes, I just wanted to, drop a kind of reminder. You kind of already said, excitement for the pre-sale tomorrow, but just wanted to drop a reminder. Once again, broken record, I know, but for the listeners out there, for the community, just so you guys know, you do have the link. It is of Diamonds here, the luxurious Diamonds here. So, it has been a while since we even had an AMA with a Diamonds here project here. So you can know they are the real deal. You saw everything that they're all about. So tomorrow, 3 p.m. UTC sharp, you have all of the useful links in the description. So don't be shy. Do feel free to just jump on your Telegram, say hello, and jump on another AMA that they have in 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So just wanted to say, honestly, guys,
on Twitter, we're kind of really busy because we have the pre-sale tomorrow. So we have 2 AMAs tomorrow. I believe 3 tomorrow as well. So we have a lot of AMAs, but it's good, right? We teach people about the project, and we hope to impress people, especially, right, with what is coming.
Well, you impressed me, if that's any consolation. So wanted to say thank you very much. It has truly been a pleasure to just, discuss for everything. Much appreciated, Architect, for you sharing your screen here. So yeah, Elmashi, Johnny, Architect, it has been a pleasure.
Yep.
Hopefully you have fun on the second AMA as well, and we're going to talk soon.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So I've been looking for a cryptocurrency, and I was looking at Dogecoin.
Hello.
Doge to the moon.
When is starting pre-sale hangout?
Pre-sale will start soon. So guys, we are going to start soon. Give us just a couple of seconds, minutes for more people to join, and then we are ready. And we will be ready.
Okay, guys. Hey, good evening. Sorry, I was trying to connect my headset, but it didn't work out for some reason. I don't know why. But welcome, everyone. Welcome to this exciting space. One day before the big pre-sale on Gempad, we actually just finished a BinanceLive feed with Gempad itself. It was amazing. There was a lot of people there, and I think it was very informative for new eyes to get to know more about the project. If you guys don't know the project, that's not a problem. I mean, we're going to go over that as well soon. Welcome, Mando, as well. Great to see you here. Thanks, buddy, for joining. He has some issues with the connection a little bit because he's on the Maldives, so he doesn't have great internet.
Hey, bro, how are you? Yeah,
I'm doing well, man.
yeah,
And you?
yeah, very good. And I'm on a very remote island, so I've got no 5G. I've got a little bit of Wi-Fi, so I won't be staying on long. But I just wanted to say, congratulations so far. The game is looking absolutely amazing, and I'm really, very excited for the pre-sale tomorrow.
Yeah, we are as well. It's going to be exciting. I feel good about it. I think that we have done an excellent job in marketing. I also think we have done an excellent job in generally delivering already visuals for the actual gameplay, and I think the most exciting part is that in 2 weeks already we will have a kind of an offline beta that people can play. Right, it's going to be a beta with AI bots. So basically, you can just play with bots, right? And the next step would be to have an online version, hopefully in January, and later on the last step will be to do the on-chain integration,
Nice.
and it's going to be really cool to see that all of it happening in the next couple of months. But for now, obviously, we need to focus on the pre-sale tomorrow, which is going to be on Gempad, and it's going to be 3 p.m. UTC. And I think, Johnny, correct me if I'm wrong, but 3 p.m. UTC is for the NFT holders, which are whitelisted, right? Johnny, I don't hear you.
I think he's muted.
I didn't. Did you ask me a question? I'm
Yeah, I
sorry, I
asked you,
was away.
tomorrow the pre-sale is going to be, I believe it's 3 p.m. UTC for the whitelisted wallets, right?
Yes, 3 p.m. Tier 1 starts, and Tier 2 right away, too. Tier 1 is like a few minutes early. That's just for early giveaways. And it will run for an hour to 4 p.m. UTC, and then it will go to public.
Yeah, so if you want to get a whitelist position for tomorrow, the easiest way to do that is to buy an NFT, an Almofo NFT. You can find them on our website, and you can also find them on our Telegram. It's not only an NFT to get a whitelist, you actually get more out of it. You get possibilities to stake it for Elmo tokens. You get a possibility to stake it for MMA tokens. You get a possibility to have in-game perks and items. So it's not just for the whitelisting, it's also for more than that. So it's definitely worth it. I don't know, Johnny, if you have anything to add on that. If it's about the details on the pre-sale tomorrow.
Well, a lot of people have been asking that their wallets aren't whitelisted. They connect and they have an NFT. That's because it's a manual. We have to add the wallet addresses manually, and it's bulk batched. So we will be doing that after the cutoff time tomorrow morning, and then your wallets will all be whitelisted.
All right, thanks. Yeah, so the hard cap is going to be 180 ETH. If we reach that, we didn't establish an exact day of launch because it depends when we reach the hard cap, and if we do not, then it will be the 12th of December that the pre-sale will end. But we are aiming to launch on Uniswap within 48 hours after the pre-sale. Right? We wanna move fast. Why don't we launch immediately? Simply because we want to also do some pre-launch marketing before we launch the pre-sale. The Uniswap pool. Because it's not only about having a successful pre-sale, it's also about having a successful launch, which is important because you get the most eyes in the first couple of days of a launch on Uniswap, right? Having a bullish pool, a good amount of volume, it's important. That's why we want to do marketing before that as well. If it's about the game, as we've just mentioned, we actually have an offline file already. We just shared some gameplay on the BinanceLive feed with Gempad. They were very impressed. I'm gonna try and find some. We have some tweets on our official where it actually shows gameplay, and it looks really good. It looks really amazing. I think Architect can also confirm that the quality of the gameplay and the dynamics, are amazing, and that we are very excited to see this develop in the next couple of weeks and months.
Yes, I can also confirm that. And I like, for example, until now, of course, it's not a finished game, but until now, how it's working, the mechanics are really nice. But it can only get better with time. So with the further development and further updates, so when the game is about to release, it will be top notch, I would say. And also, it is going to be in the same class as some AAA games out there outside of crypto. So basically, gameplay wise and also visually, it's stunning. It's just stunning.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, I didn't have time for that. I was only busy with marketing and with the community and with my newborn. So I have to still play it myself. But I mean, the videos they kind of proved to me already that it's high quality, top notch a gameplay, especially for a on-chain to be a game, right? And I think that it's not about being a competition for anyone else, but it's about meme alliance. It's more about actually uniting people than dividing. So the idea is that we will have multiple meme characters and communities included in the game. For now, we will have Ship, we will have Pepe, we will have Elmo as the first characters to be the main characters in the game. However, we are already working on ideas who is going to be next. Maybe somebody else has some suggestions for us who you'd like to see next. Yeah, Crypto Carnage, you have a question? There is an issue. There was an issue. I don't know. It's X spaces are for some reason not working very well. I don't know why. All right, let's just continue. So to be clear, that this is going to be a pre-sale, like we mentioned, right? But we will make sure that the actual launch on Uniswap will also be a launch that is to be celebrated, right? It's going to be a market cap, and it's going to be a liquidity pool that actually allows for a nice pump, right? We're not going to overload the liquidity pool. We're not going to underdo the liquidity pool. We're going to find the perfect balance, which we already have on paper. Because it's important to not add too much liquidity at start, because then you're just going to hang around the same market cap, right? We want to have a chart that actually pumps and which gains a lot of new eyes. And next to that, obviously, we want to, as soon as possible, deliver the game, and that's something that we are working on already for months. And I believe it's going to happen fully, like on-chain integration to be done in February. Does anybody have any question? I see that Crypto Carnage has requested to speak, but for some reason I cannot add him. I don't know why. Maybe now it worked. No, didn't work. Can you add him, Johnny, to speak? I'm not able
No,
to.
I can't add him either. He might have to leave and come back.
Yeah. I mean, X is great, but their spaces and the way they work are pretty crappy, to be honest. Do you have anything to add on what I just said, Johnny? Any more details about the pre-sale? Maybe somebody has questions.
Not so much about the pre-sale, but we haven't been talking much also about our other utility that will come shortly after launch, and that's the lottery. The lottery is for all meme communities. I mean, if you've been in any meme communities, one of the things that they want to do is burn their tokens because their supplies are really large. And our lottery will do that as well as reward the winner. So 50% of the tokens, like you buy into the Pepe lottery with Pepe, and 50% goes to the winner, 25% to the rewards pool, which you can stake for, and 25% would get burnt. So it provides a burning mechanism for these communities, and it's just a neutral utility. Like, they're not required to have MMA to buy into the Pepe Lotto or the Shib Lotto. So it's just to try to bring everyone together, and hopefully they'll start joining the game, and we can have competitions there too.
Yeah. I mean, that one is also going to be soon. The lottery is going to be very exciting. It's a unique lottery, right? It's not something that I've seen before. Simply because we kind of don't actually make much, or actually any revenue of it. All of it goes back to the communities, and I think that's pretty unique, because often when people create lotteries, they either do it only for their own token, and they actually take revenue on it. We don't do that. We actually don't take any revenue. All of it is going to the winners, is going to burn, and it's going to so-called reward/staking pool. So I think that's really cool. Let me see.
That was a really genius idea somebody came up with, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Johnny. DM, from what I remember. Somebody asked, wait, so you mentioned Meme Alliance is going to be multiple different games. Yes, that's the idea in the future. It's not just that we're going to do a first-person shooter. We want to do more types of games in the future. We want to become really like a kind of you could call it, I guess, a gaming studio in a way, where we develop multiple on-chain games. And for now, we focus on the first-person shooter, of course, but we want to also develop other types of games. Yes, simply because not everybody likes first-person shooters, and you kind of limit your target group, right? We want to also maybe design something like in the form of Tekken, like a 1v1 fighting a game, or we want to maybe do something in the form of, not World of Warcraft, because it's not impossible, right? But that's a very big game. That would be like a free world kind of game, but something like a role-playing game. Maybe you could say something like League of Legends, right? Something in that form. And the idea is that all of them will have indeed those meme characters and those meme communities connecting with each other. Let me see if anyone else has a question here. Nobody else for now. Loving the MMA vibe. Yeah, I'm loving it too. Somebody asked here if we can sell the Elmo NFT. Elmo, can we sell your NFT? Yes, you can sell it on OpenSea. You can sell it. You can buy it now if you want for the whitelist privilege, and you can sell it afterwards on OpenSea. But to be honest with you, for 0.1 ETH and the amount of use case you get on it, I think it's not worth selling. Because we always said, since we launched our Elmofo NFT collection back in, I believe it was June, that we're always gonna build use case for its users, and we will always keep doing that to make sure that people get back their value over time. I think with MMA, that's probably going to be the case already, but we will never forget about those that bought an NFT, and we will always keep supporting those that bought an NFT. Let me see. When the DEX? Yeah, the DEX is something that we are working on, but that's not really related to Meme Alliance. It's more related to Elmo. But the DEX aggregator is being worked on. But the DEX aggregator obviously requires a lot of time. First of all, because we do it fully ourselves with our development team. And second of all, a DEX aggregator requires a lot of safety measures, right? You need to be sure that there is no issues there. But the DEX aggregator itself from Elmo ERC will be also integrated over time into Meme Alliance. That's the idea. Let me see if anybody else had any questions. No, not for now. Maybe anybody else here in the DJ Trev has requested to speak. Let's see if it works now. For DJ Trev, probably it will work. I guess. Does it work, Trev? Doesn't work? I don't know. Seems it works. You can speak.
Hello, hello.
Are you working or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm at work, so hopefully it's not too loud in the background. Yeah, I had a question. I'm not sure how to phrase it, so I'll do the best I can. We've got Elmo, we've got Shib, we've got Pepe. These three were like obvious characters, right? And obviously from communities that are long lasting and you don't kind of have to worry about them going anywhere. But adding other characters from other meme tokens can be problematic because meme projects notoriously don't last, right? So who do you really think about putting in there? Have you guys considered stepping outside even of just simply meme projects and looking at some other larger communities and seeing how maybe you can implement them somehow into the game, even if they don't have a character, maybe create a character for them?
Yeah, I mean, we have an idea in a way that, I mean, there are still many meme projects which are established, right? You have Doge, you have Flocky, you have Alan, you have, there are still plenty which we can integrate. It's not like that they don't exist. Volt, Grok probably also will be one of them. So there is still plenty of them. We do indeed have some ideas to maybe not specifically targeting crypto communities, but more like targeting specific people which are well known in the space, right? To edit as a character. So people like, I don't know, for example, Alex Becker, the big influencer, it's about GameFi. Maybe Paulie, Paulie, as you know, is also a big influence, like big people in the space, right? If they are okay with that.
Like that Commodore Trev character. I get it.
Yeah. So that in that way, yeah.
Yeah, we have to be careful with what we put in without permission. When it comes to Pepe, it's not owned by anyone. Same with Shib and Doge, right? Floki would be another one, but they have a team, so it's kind of like we would have to have permission. Otherwise, other large communities or tokens that are successful and been around a while, there's the lottery as well. We can include them in the lottery as a utility for their community. And if there is a way to bring them into games or different future games, that's always a possibility too. But yeah, I like memeable things, and if they're not trademarked or whatever, we have more flexibility, but anything that's trademarked, we have to apply to use it.
But Johnny, don't you think you could also have an issue with, like, I understand the Alex Becker thing, the Paulie thing. Okay, I mean, yeah, they're big guys in the space, but they've also been reached out to several times to have anything to do with the project, and they've just basically ignored everybody. So if all of a sudden you create a project a character in their image, I don't know, you could potentially be opening yourself up for, I don't know,
We have never
some
reached
shit.
out to Polish, by the way.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, like you can meme them, bobblehead kind of style or whatever you want, and if they haven't trademarked themselves, there's nothing they can do. Like, look at how many times people use
Maybe not
Elon, and
legally, but I mean, they can FUD the shit out of it. You know what I mean?
that's the best. I love FUD. You know what FUD means?
Because
That
that'll
means
just
people
that'll
care.
bring more. Yeah. Well, so sometimes when you
Look what
create a live
Polly
video
does,
like that,
right?
it brings more attention. I understand.
It's true though, but look, it's part of marketing. Look what Paulie does. He trashes everyone. There is not a single person he doesn't trash. I mean, he's even made negative comments to about CZ and Elon because it draws attention. So if he wants to FUD us, I'm all good for that. We're not doing anything wrong. We're actually bringing some use to his personality, right, into a game. People that don't like him can go and shoot him, right? So it's just for fun. That's what memes are. It's just a colorful way to communicate.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks, guys. Excellent job, by the way, on that last one. Once I finally got in there, a lot of really good information. I don't know who the host was, but he had an awful lot of energy. It all went really, really well. So congratulations.
Yeah, Rhineland
Thank
was
you.
the host there from Gempad, and he's really excited about the project too. So that's always good when incubators and hosts are super excited too.
Yo, hello, what's up, everybody, man? How you doing,
Hey,
mofos?
hey, man, how are you?
How you doing, my man? Everything is good. How you doing, my man? I just overheard. I wanted to ask a question about the pre-sale.
Yeah,
What's up with tier 1 and tier 2?
yeah.
Master just
So
mentioned that.
yeah, so tier one is basically kind of it's tier one is something that it's you can use it for giveaways, right? So we could use that potentially for giveaways to people.
And how long does that take?
Well, it's pretty much the same as the NFT one. It's just that tier one has a limited amount of users, and tier two does not. So the tier two is for NFTs, and the tier one is for giveaways, which actually we haven't done yet. So maybe we
Do they?
won't even do that.
Yeah, it's better. Don't do that because there's they open together, right? Tier 1, tier 2.
Yes, they open together. There is not
Uh,
much difference between them anyway. It's just that we
a
are.
minute can be a big difference. A minute.
Yeah, it could be, I guess.
Yeah. I think I'll open both together for the
Yeah, they
whitelisters.
do, but it's more that the tier ones actually there is like max 90, and actually we haven't used them, so there shouldn't be any issues with that.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll open both together.
Also, tier 1 is maximum 1 Ethereum, as far as I know.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I
Voice
think
is
Johnny
too
knows
deep.
exactly. Johnny
What is
set
it?
it all up.
What was that?
The tier one is
Yeah.
just ones you give away for promotion, because they don't need to have an NFT. They're just part of marketing. There is not an issue. There's plenty of spots. It's still 180 ETH hard cap. So
Yeah, but I don't know. We don't know how generous you guys are. If you go give away 100 ETH, man, and leave us with nothing, man.
we're not giving away no ETH, and the maximum spots we could give away would be 90.
90 is a whole lot.
So not really. It's you'd be surprised. It's just, and we haven't even given any away. I think there'll be a total of 25 tier one.
Yeah, but they'll open together. Tier 1, tier 2 start together. We could buy together,
That's
right?
Yes.
And tier 1 is also max 1 Ethereum, right, Johnny?
Well, no, the max Ethereum for either tier is 2 ETH. There is no separate maximum. There's just a max per wallet. So if you have 5 NFTs in one wallet, doesn't mean you can buy 5 times 2.
Yeah,
you would have to separate them.
Yeah.
It has to be in separate wallets.
Okay, that's cool. Since tier 1, tier 2, we could buy together. That'll be cool. Hello.
Yeah, we're still there.
Yeah. So tomorrow, what time can we check our whitelist spots?
We need to do this before the pre-sale goes live, and you guys are going to be informed about that
Yeah, so
upfront.
11 a.m. UTC is kind of like the cutoff date to get an NFT and get whitelisted.
Okay.
And after that, I guess within an hour or so, we should be adding those right to the tiers. So around 12 a.m. UTC, you should know. You should
Okay.
see it.
Well. Okay, that'll be perfect.
12 p.m. Sorry, 12 p.m. UTC.
That's yeah, noon. Noon. You mean noon?
Yeah, noon.
Yeah. Cool.
But UTC time, you need to
Yeah.
make a conversion from where you're at. You said you are in the US, right?
Yeah, because yesterday I was asking in the group. It said 3 p.m. UTC, and then it said 10 p.m. Eastern time. Then
No,
Pal.
that's
Then they
incorrect.
asked Pal AI. Pal AI said 3 p.m. Eastern time is 11 a.m. Eastern time. On the launch pad there is a countdown, right? So we could
Yes.
we could
Yeah.
yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so basically, I believe it's 5 hours difference, so that will be 10. So 3 p.m. UTC to 11
Yeah.
to East. The problem with I think UTC is that it doesn't change in wintertime, I believe.
Yeah.
Wintertime are 5 hours behind, so that's going to be 10 a.m. for you then.
10 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 a.m. I don't
That's
know.
cool.
UTC doesn't change time, and I think you do in Eastern time, right? You change the clock for
I
winter.
think so. Yeah, here in Detroit we changed it. Yeah, in Michigan.
Yeah, exactly. And UTC is always it's always the same time, so it's always a bit confusing. Sometimes it's 2
That's true,
hours
yeah.
behind from me, and sometimes it's 1 hour behind from me.
Yeah, that's why we could also confirm on the launchpad countdown, right? We could
Yeah,
confirm that.
that's the correct.
That's the best way, yes. That's the best way.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the correct one.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Yeah. Thank everybody, man. Everybody's hyped up for this pre-sale, man.
Yep.
I think the project, man, is beautiful. What Master said was beautiful. Everything's beautiful, man.
Thanks a lot, man. We are
You're
really
welcome, man.
appreciate it, AJ.
No problem, man. Good luck to everybody. I think, man, I don't know, man, but this is actually gonna be a hit, man. Hopefully, man. Both Elmo. The problem is the meme narrative still hasn't started actually. A little Pepe, a little stuff like that, but when the rally starts running, man, everything's gonna run back, man.
Yep.
Especially when people know that Elmo has a game, you know. So.
Yep.
And by then, when the blue one is in full pace, everyone is going to know about our game, and we are going to be well established in the GameFi sector, you know.
It's beautiful, man. And now that everybody's knowing, also, did you mention on the Binance AMA? Did you guys mention that you're gonna increase the number of games? For example, fighting games and all that stuff.
Yes, we did, yes.
That's good. That's a nice call. Yeah. Also with the chain of games, that would be beautiful, man, for all the meme communities, man.
And
we're gonna have a lot of fun, man.
You know, who knows? Maybe someday we are going to become the Steam of gaming in crypto, you know.
Oh yeah, and especially the mobile integrating, man. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, because I jumped. I installed Steam in 2004, and I know that those guys were like, you know, they had only like Counter-Strike back then in the days, and you see for yourself how they developed and how big they became, you know. And why couldn't Meme Alliance and them will be the same, you know, for the crypto?
That would be beautiful, man. Okay, guys, man. Nice to hear from you, man. Good luck, everybody. And I'll be listening, my man. Take care. If anybody, you're welcome, my man. If anybody has questions, go on, shoot out, man. Take care, my man. Good luck, everybody.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome, my man.
What if Meme Alliance fails? Are you going to give up on Elmo? Of course not. I honestly think there's not much chance Meme Alliance will fail. Because simply we already have developed so much that there is no option it won't be delivered.
Yeah, I never get that. What do they call failure? I mean, we're going to have our lottery, we're going to have our shooter game, we will be developing more games, so it's a useful product. I don't see failure.
No, I mean, what is failure? Failure can be, I guess, measured in numbers in a way that maybe we don't have the amount of players we want to. But I mean, is that then failure? For me personally, it's not. I think delivering such a game, it's not a failure ever.
No,
Oh,
I'm not concerned about the amount of players. I think there's actually going to be quite a few, and even normie players. It will be fun, and these games are fun.
or I'm going to be addicted to the game for sure for some time.
But yeah, like I guess if we said we want to be $1 billion market cap and we hit 999 million, then I guess we failed. But I mean, that's about all I can see.
999 million would be such a failure, right?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be really good. It's gonna be fun. It's something that's not done before. Everybody's so competitive with each other in this space and trying to steal holders and members from everywhere else. Instead, what we're doing is trying to bring everyone together and
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah, that's something new. I guess some people have to get used to it, because a lot of meme communities are very exactly competitive. But I think that's the beauty about Meme Alliance. We're going to do the opposite, right? And I believe that a lot of people are open for that inclusion instead of like kind of creating a closed environment like some communities are, right? I think it's beautiful to have one combined environment, and I think that people will realize that that's actually something that was missing as well, maybe in the meme space.
Yeah, because in crypto, that's what you have to do. You got to pull together because you got to show the outside world that it's here to stay. It's a non-toxic. I mean, there always will be some toxic environment in it, but and with the new bull run coming up, it's perfect timing, and our marketing's planned out because new people coming into crypto don't have these alliances. They're not Pepe maxis or Bitcoin maxis or whatever. They're open to anything. So by targeting marketing on new users as well, you can change their mindset as they come in. So now they're like, oh, this is a great place. I can have my Shiv, my Pepe, Floki, whatever, and we can all be in one location.
In the Meme Alliance. As somebody said on the Telegram community, it sounds like architects inside a barrel.
Yeah, I agree.
Because,
This mic is horrible.
because I am inside the barrel.
What are you doing in the barrel?
Yeah, I'm holding here the space.
Hiding from your wife, probably.
Yeah, exactly, yes. There's no way other to go up beside the barrel.
Yeah, all men should have a barrel in the garage in case they need to hide.
Exactly, yes.
For these Twitter spaces, I always have to use my phone because if I use the laptop, it doesn't. The mic is horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Eldon is such a. People see him as such an amazing, big person that will turn as Twitter or X into the biggest ecosystem. If it's about social media, if it's about banking and everything. But on the other hand, Twitter Spaces are terrible.
Yeah,
I don't know how
he's
that is possible.
mission to Mars, right? He's launching rocket ships, but he can't fix Twitter. Like, come
No,
on.
no. I mean, Twitter Spaces they are terrible. They're for some reason never working properly. On PC is not running. I mean, for that TG is much better, but TG is also not great though. I mean, for Gamify, the best is Discord, simply because there you can stream high quality without any interruptions, and on Telegram you cannot, and I believe on Twitter Spaces you cannot share anything. You cannot share your screen, if I'm not mistaken. So it's very limited. I hope they will fix that because for us as the Meme Alliance, it would be great if we would be able to share high quality during live streams, right? I mean, you have live streams in a way that you can show live your screen, but you cannot really speak at the same time with people, right? It's not like a space. It's just like a live stream, which is a little bit different. Yeah, so David asked if we could speak about staking Elmo for MMA. That's something that is in development. Firstly, we want to soon deliver the Elmo Elmofo NFT staking to MMA. So if you buy a whitelist NFT, that soon you can also get back some MMA tokens. That's what we're working on now. After that, we will be working on indeed Elmo to MMA and the lottery, of course. And another thing we will be working on for MMA is that you can stake MMA for a different meme coin, right? So kind of like flexible staking where you're not stuck for a long period of time, but you can just stake your MMA tokens to receive Pepe or SHIB or whatever meme coin you want to receive.
Yeah, so with just going off of that, the NFT staking, that will be completed shortly. It's just the DApp that's finished, it needs finishing and testing. The Elmo to MMA staking, contract's done, DApp just needs to be finished, but we're not launching that till after the token launch. And with the lottery there, that will be done around that same time. And those rewards that are collected in the lottery, that's where you can stake your MMA and receive whatever rewards you want.
Let me see if anyone has any questions. I see that also Rocco is here. I just noticed now. Maybe Rocco has some questions. If he does, he will request to speak. If not, then Rocco has been. We've been working with Rocco already for quite some time. Also with Elmo. He likes Elmo especially because of the burns, I guess, because he's into Terra Classic, and Terra Classic and burns are, yeah, they love burns. Let me see in the chat if there's any questions. Crypto Maximalist has joined. Hi everyone. Hello, welcome. Failure breeds success as long as you don't quit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We learn best from our failures, right? So I see 2 people requested to speak. There you go, guys. Bring it on. Rocco is able to speak. Just as little Elmo and me.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah,
Good.
Just really busy, but good.
No, it's good to know. Well, you guys have timed it quite well with the Bitcoin pumping. It's Doge's anniversary, Dogecoin pumping. So you guys have timed it quite well with your launch.
Yeah, we knew Bitcoin was going to pump now. That's why we did it that way.
I think maybe you guys pumped it.
Yeah, we pumped it. We bought we bought $1 billion of Bitcoin, and then we started to launch Meme Alliance.
That's it.
Everybody's so excited for Meme Alliance that the market started pumping.
Let's build a new narrative around that. My question is on the Meme Alliance, I guess. So I'm quite excited to the one point, the unique selling point for you guys, for me, is like trying to get all the big meme communities together, because meme is one of the biggest use cases for crypto. I know some people like it, some people don't, but it's one of the biggest use cases. So what are some of the incentives that have been given out to, let's say, a meme coin or SHIB, Doge? I mean, they're huge, but even like some of the smaller ones, what incentives are we giving them to play the game and compete, build a hype? And we can, I know you might have already answered it, but just to repeat for myself, I've joined a bit later. What incentive are we giving them to grow this and build this community hype engagement?
Yeah, so basically it's not only like this that only the MMA token will be useful in our game, right? We allow all the whitelisted tokens also to be used. So you can also pay with Pepe, with SHIB, with any other token which we will include. So we kind of bring use case to their tokens, right? Something which their projects maybe didn't do in the way we do. And I think that's already something big. And next to that, they can decide to buy some MMA and earn some of their own meme coin back, like we said, right? We're gonna have flexible staking pools where you just put in, let's say, 1,000 MMA and you get like an X amount of Pepe over an X amount of time, right? So we're going to fill those staking pools with meme coins.
We're going to do that through, first of all, we're going to receive tokens through sales, right, in the game. So it's kind of like we're sharing revenue back with the community, and that's how we fill those pools. And also we will be generally having some tokens. We already have some tokens prepared actually, like Pepe and shit for that. And I think that's a great use case for those communities, right? That they can actually buy a different token and get back their own token, while the MMA token might be in the run, right? Might be going up, but also has a use case inside the game. So I think that's a pretty strong selling point for them. But I think most importantly is that they can use their token in the game, right? And I think that's something like, for example, I don't want to sound bad about another project, but for example, Ship has been promising a good game already for a long time, but we might be able to deliver it to them earlier, right? For their own token. I think that's pretty cool.
And I know like Shib and this community say they're decentralized, but some of the key influencers, the key people, the key teams, have you guys sort of partnered with them, or are they going to be shilling the game?
Right. So we have kind of the mindset. We did reach out to some people, and we do work with some people already. But we have kind of the mindset always that first we want to prove, and then we will reach out to people, because it's much easier to go into negotiations with bigger people in the space when you actually have something released, right? And that's kind of what we want to do. We want to release the game, that we are able to show it, and then we are able to say, hey guys, so look, we have this, and we are looking to partner up, right, either with a project, with a community, or with some larger figures like you mentioned.
Yeah, and just to go off that, sometimes with these larger ones, they're against everyone, like the head figures. But if you start at the bottom of the ladder and you're giving the smaller holders, the medium holders, something to do with their token, some way to earn more of their token, and they start using your product, the ones on the top have to accept. Like, it's not a choice anymore. The community speaks loud, and we want to give them a product before we attack them and bring them on board, kind of thing. Because in this space, there's always lots of promises. So once you have something to show and they can use it, it's much easier to get them on board. But there is some other smaller ones, like even with Floki and with Doge. Well, Doge is big, but there's some key players in Doge that we've been speaking to, and they're on board with it. Shib is more going to be approached to the community, because I truly don't think the key team of Shib really is interested in anyone outside of Shib. So we'll go with that.
Okay, no, that sounds good. I mean, it's a different approach, but I guess proving your worth before reaching out will probably help. You don't want to close doors, or before you've proved, if you approach people, they might not be open to it. So no, I understand that. One suggestion, or get your thoughts on this comment, would be just jumping on with the newer communities as well. So I think there's lots of new ones. I mean, Grok's gone huge. There's like Bitcoin. Maybe I'm shilling some of my old meme bags, but reaching out to the newer ones could help partner as well, because it's a lot easier to partner with them, and they generate a lot of hype. People always try and jump on the new thing.
Yeah, we've been talking about that, and there's actually like quite a bit of good newer communities in this 2023, and I would include them in the lottery system part first, so their community can win more tokens, burn their token, etc. And once they're officially established that they're going to be here, then bring them into the game, because that costs us money and a lot of time. Like Grok now is listed on some bigger exchanges, which is giving them more long-term credibility. But something that's just, even though it's pumped to 100 million, but if they're not listed anywhere or secured in the space, it's not worth going and adding them to the game right away. But like we've talked about Grok, Volt as well. Volt's been around a long time. They have a large community. I know the ones you're talking about, those Bitcoin Obama things, can't even pronounce the
Yeah,
name,
Harry
but
Potter Inubu, like my friend showed it to me, like less than 1 million, and yeah, he made a lot more money with that than I made with a lot of legit projects.
yeah, and there's Mong and there's Mog, stuff like that. if they have a actual mascot that's not like borderline trademark infringement, it's an idea to bring them in the game. If they don't really have a mascot, just a logo, then it's something we could just include into the lottery system, because the lottery system is very flexible. We can add as many tokens as we want.
No, it sounds all exciting. Final question for me: did you guys say there's like other games involved as well, or is it just the first-person shooter?
Yeah, so we are starting with the first-person shooter, but the idea is that we will create a like kind of an ecosystem of games, right? It just will take more time because we're not creating, Tetris or anything like that. We're actually creating a high-quality first-person shooter, so that's our main focus. But once we have that done, we are planning to indeed create some different types of games, simply because not everybody likes shooters, right? And if we can create some games which other people like League of Legends, for example, is a very popular game. If you can create something like that, similar on chain, I think you could be very successful, right? With a lot of people playing those kind of role-playing games. And there is a number of options there. But like I said, we need to focus on the first-person shooter. We need to deliver that. We need to show what we are worth, right? And once we did that, we will indeed find new opportunities for new possible games, right? That's the idea. But you cannot expect us to do that all in 2 or 3 months, right? We need to. One game takes at least half a year normally, right? It's not like that you develop such a game really quickly. It needs time, but we are planning indeed to do it with the multiple type of games and multiple type of genres, right? So with first-person shooter, role-playing game. What else do you have? You have like Tekken, fighting games, this kind of stuff we want to do.
No, well, thanks for answering my question, guys. Really excited to see what happens as a Elmo holder, and we'll check you guys out as well for your pre-sale. Again, do your own research, guys. I'm excited for the project. Hopefully, you guys deliver, and let's go, Meme Alliance.
Yeah, maybe we should also include Terra Classic to the lottery, right? They could use some burn.
Yeah, could you explain how that works?
Yeah, it's kind of like a lottery where I'll let Johnny explain that because it's his baby.
Yeah, well, we've had another large chain token approach us as well. We've been in talks. Everyone knows it. It starts with a K. But anyways, they're not on ERC. They're native token, right? They're a blockchain token, just like Terra Luna Classic. So how the lottery system would work in that case is you would use the ERC version of Lunk, and you would buy into the lotto. If you win, you get 50% of the pool. 25% would go for rewards, and 25% would go for burn. But in this case, with Lunk, we would have to bridge it over to Terra and burn it there, because any token that's not native on the ERC20 chain and we burn it, it's a wrap token, it's useless because wrap tokens just mint more. So that's how we would do something like that. This other token, like I mentioned, that starts with a K, after we've launched and settled, we'll discuss it with them, and maybe then the Luna Classic will see how it works and accept it, and they might go for it.
Yeah, well, keep us updated on that. DJ Trev's there, he's a veteran Luna Classic as well. Yeah, we'll probably need to see some burns, and if it works, so we're happy to share that with our communities. If we can get some lunk burn, we always like to burning lunk. So yeah, we'll keep in touch on that, guys.
Yeah, I just know that the communities like Ship, they would be very interested in this kind of lottery solutions, right? Because even if you don't win the jackpot, you still burn kind of 25% of your tokens, and you also are able to earn back, right, through the reward pools. So that's why I think a lottery is very unique, because even though you don't win, you can still win, right? Either as a community or as a person through rewards, as an individual. Now, little
Makes
Elmo,
sense.
you wanted to say something?
Cool,
Thanks,
guys.
Rocco.
I'll shoot off, guys. Well, let me know when your next spaces are, and look forward to see you guys' updates.
All right, buddy. Thanks a
Take
lot.
care, all.
Take care.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to say a few things. I have actively been working on, spreading awareness, like everyone else. But I've been targeting like certain communities. Like one he mentioned was with a K. I've literally been targeting that community, and I've been writing up proposals for certain communities that has voting systems for their communities. And I have a list of 15 communities I'm actively pursuing, and we're making some stuff happen for sure. I'm trying to bring awareness.
If we would have 100 people like you in the community, we would be at 100 billion market cap right now. Everybody,
We're
if
definitely there.
yeah, I mean, people they will take initiatives over time. But I think as a token, obviously people are more bullish when things go well, right? Especially price wise. And I appreciate you for always being supportive and helping us out so much. And we don't even ask you to do anything, right? You're just doing it for yourself because you believe in the project, and I like that a lot, man. Thanks.
We're definitely making some stuff happen. I feel like I do want to. I just bring it all out. For instance, one community I'm actively talking to their devs and their admins and stuff is Caspa. It's a new community, and I see it having a lot of value. So
Yeah.
that's the one I've been talking to.
Yeah, I mean, in a world of division, I think creating something that doesn't divide is always powerful. Anybody else has any questions? Bring it on. We're here. I mean, if not, then it doesn't hurt for us as well to continue to work on the pre-sale for tomorrow, 3 p.m. UTC. Put that on your calendar, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow. It's also worth it to join our Telegram because you'll be able to actually track the pre-sale buys live. We'll have a pre-sale buy bot, so that's going to be pretty bullish to see that on the Telegram group. See those buys come in.
What about tomorrow's AMAs? We have one at 1 p.m. UTC.
Yeah, with
and we have another one at 3 p.m. Or
I think it was later. Wait, let me check. That's what happens when you have a lot of AMAs, right?
Oh, I know the days blend into one. I don't even know what day of the week it is.
Well, me neither. We have one with Trustify 1 p.m. UTC, and then we have another one with who was it? Good question. With CoinMerge. Yeah, CoinMerge.
Oh yes, CoinMerge is a panel AMA where we'll be on a panel with other projects and CoinMerge. So it's more late in the evening. It's better suited for North Americans, but if
that's
you're
1
around,
p.m.
come and join
1
that
p.m.
one.
Eastern. So I guess that's UTC. That's 6 p.m. UTC. So that's actually
Yeah.
kind of already after the pre-sale launch, but it's going to be interesting because CoinMerge kind of does these combined AMAs with multiple projects at once. So it allows us to, kind of present ourselves also to other communities. Let me see if they shared it already, but I believe not yet.
No, I think it will be later today because they have a different one going on today.
Yeah. I'll confirm that later.
And the 1 p.m. UTC one is a Telegram AMA.
Yeah, Trustify. It's basically a community which only kind of allows projects which are KYC'd with them to do an AMA. So I had to go through a KYC process to be able to actually work with them. So generally, there is only legit projects and people on that group. It's not like some kind of fake group with shit projects and so on. So that's going to be good as well.
Yeah, so everyone, if you want to support us, come to the Telegram and grab the link for Trustify's AMA with us tomorrow and join. There's some free prizes to be given away during that AMA as well.
All right, let's see if anybody has a question in the chat still. Otherwise, Astronaut or moon character for Lunk in the game would be amazing. Yeah, but like we said, Lunk is not on Ethereum. They do have a wrapped token on Binance Smart Chain, I believe. But I guess you can somehow you can attract the Lunk community. Yes, that's true. But I mean, those characters in general are not like the worst thing to make for us as well, right? To develop. Like developing a character can be done in 3 to 4 days, like a good quality one. Depends a little bit. Our designer had a lot of issues with especially Ship and Elmo because they have fur, you know, and fur is a hard thing to implement on a shooter because it has to move naturally. Pepe was done, I think, in 3 or 4 days, but still looks amazing. I think Pepper probably looks probably the most clean simply because it doesn't have fur, right? It's a high quality character, and what I think all of them look amazing. I think Elmo looks the coolest because he looks a little bit more how do you call that? He looks the most. Johnny, give me the word.
You don't
No,
want my word for Elmo. I said he should be short and fat in the game.
Yeah, well, that's what he looks like, I think. He doesn't look too much like Elmo because otherwise we might have issues. So we actually on purpose didn't make him look exactly like him, but he looks good. That's the most important. Alrighty, so I think we're gonna we just finished the hour. I think we're gonna wrap this up because we have a lot of work to do for the pre-sale tomorrow. I appreciate everyone joining. I appreciate everyone asking questions and speaking. And I suggest you guys all join the Telegram because tomorrow 3 p.m. UTC we're gonna have a very interesting pre-sale launch party on our Telegram mainly. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of hype, and if you have Telegram, then you should definitely join.
Yeah,
Also,
Telegram or Discord. All of the information you need for the pre-sale net will be in both channels.
yes, correct. And also do get an NFT if you want to make sure to get into the pre-sale because you get whitelisted, right? Otherwise, you have to wait for the public sale, but there is no guarantee you might actually get in on the public sale because it might sell out already for the whitelisted NFT holders. So it's worth it to get an NFT on nfts.elmoerc.io. And we will. We just got a mention by Gempad. Weekly gems announcement. Interesting. We are a gem this week. Oh, nice. So we are one of the jams. We have a spotlight tomorrow on 7th of December, 3 p.m. UTC. We will be featured on the Gempad Binance live feed video. So that's cool. Thank you very much, Gempad. So we are a jam in their opinion. That's good. Alrighty. So thanks everyone, and we'll speak soon. And get ready for Meme Alliance and get ready for something new in the space, something cool, something beautiful. And we hope to see you on our Telegram or our Discord. Thank you.